And hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Vine, and welcome to episode 4 of my modern day WWE save on TEW 2020. Obviously, we had a very solid Raw last week, obviously a 51. A lot of cool stuff we set up, but obviously, this episode of Raw is going to be a very number one contendership heavy type match. We're going to find out who's going to be the number one contender of the Raw Women's Championship and the WWE Championship in two fatal four-way number one contendership matches. Obviously, we're going to have more. It's going to have another more Royal Rumble qualifier matches. We're going to have 1 or 2 kind of big kind of tag team feuds that's going to advance, and it's going to have some interesting stuff. As I said, I don't think I jam packed it as much as the opening because obviously it's my first show. So, obviously, really happy with the response of this series. Obviously, I got 1 or 2 comments recently saying they're really enjoying this series. I'm really happy to hear, because obviously if you're enjoying it, I'm enjoying it as well, because if you like what I'm producing, I'm more happier. So glad you're enjoying it. So so obviously if you want to make sure you don't miss any more of this series, please like and subscribe. Obviously, like I said, comment below. I want to know more what you think. Obviously, I think I've got some good plans for this series, but I want to see if what you think I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Do you think I'm going a bit weird? That kind of stuff. But obviously, I don't know more to say really. Obviously, one more thing. Obviously, if you want to watch that, my debut first Raw of booking, that'll be in. Always forget, like there, it'll be up there somewhere. Check it out if you want to check that before you watch this, so you don't miss anything. So you make sure it doesn't come a bit of a shock. But so obviously it's a big Raw. It's a really big Raw. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So so let's go for it. Let's go. So let's find out who's going to be number one contender for both the Raw and Women's Championship. Raw Women's Championship and the WWE Championship. Let's find out. Let's go. Let's get started. So we start the show on the pre-show. Obviously, I've put R-Truth going against Commander Aziz for 32, 31 by Commander Aziz, 28 from R-Truth. You expect that kind of scores. We're going to get low scores with these kind of people because obviously the elimination is quite harsh, you got to be honest. But obviously I forgot. I just remembered didn't put actually who was going to win. But obviously Commander Z's beating R-Truth. It's not a big deal. It could be a starter sign 32. I'm happy with that. Apparently, what I like about is Byron Saxton and Corey Graves have worked excellent well together on an announce table. That's announce table. That's good. Good for them. I like it. But obviously it's just nothing really crazy here. Obviously Commander Z's wins with the Nigerian nail. Obviously I think that was Umaga's kind of thing with the thumb on the neck. I think was it Samoan Spike? That was it. He has to move. So that's what it is. So so 32. I'm happy with that. But it's not the only pre-show we've got going in. Obviously we've got a women's match between Doudrop and Carmella for a same score, 32. Pretty good. Obviously I again forgot to put who win. Doesn't really matter. You got Carmella defeating Doudrop with a super kick. Didn't know Carmella could do a super kick that was matches. But for 34, 32 is nice and roundy in the middle. I'm happy with that. So so it opens up some interest. It means I've got to do a lot of work on the lower tier or lower card of the show, because we have a lot of like 60s and 50s, but we've got a lot of people in the 20s and 30s that are going to get slow scores like this. But that's fine. So that's why I put them on a pre-show to figure out what I'm going to do. But so obviously I did this so I don't give away the winner of the opening contest. We are opening up with a match. It's very unlike me, if you know me. I always start with a segment, but I like the idea that it's this is you could be the Fatal 4-Way night. We've got one to start the show and one to finish the show. It's very good. I like stuff that starts beginning and end type situation. But obviously we're talking about the Fatal 4-Way some gauntlet eliminator type thing. I wasn't quite sure what to go with here for the number one contendership match with the winner going on to face Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. Obviously last week we had Rhea Ripley win the Beat the Clock challenge to win the right to become the last person to come into this match. So she has the advantage. But the question is she going to have the advantage when she faces against Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss? So the question is, who's going to win? Who's going to go and face Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble for that Raw Women's Championship? And the answer to that question is, for Rhea Ripley's going to win with Riptide on Bianca Belair for 31. Again, I keep forgetting on this game that it's going to get low scores. I rate Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss. That would be a great match or more. but because of the scoring, it's not going to get a great storyline heat. Obviously, we got here, what was it? The highest score is actually Bianca Belair. But you could say Liz Morgan is the weak link in the match. That's really harsh, but you got to put in there because I do like Liv Morgan. But yeah, it's kind of the way this match is gone, I've put it says it's a great opener. It would have been a great opener. I know it's 31, but it still would be a great opener. Obviously, Becky, I think it was like, was it Alexa Bliss just the first to get eliminated by Liz Morgan? Then Liz Morgan gets eliminated by Bianca Belair. And then the final two is Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. They fight it out, near fall after near fall. You know the rules, you know how these matches go. It's an epic encounter, but obviously Rhea Ripley wins with the Riptide and gets the win. So she'll be facing Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. But Becky Lynch was watching, and obviously she after the match she tries to attack Rhea Ripley to try and get an advantage, but Rhea Ripley saw this coming and it didn't work. And this gets a 45. This better score, yes. Here, obviously, after she did that, you got to Rhea Ripley trying to hit the Riptide on Becky Lynch, and and obviously Becky gets out of the ring, and you got Rhea Ripley kind of pointing to that title and kind of making a signal for that title. You know the thing they do when they want a signal for going for the title, that she wants that title. She's going to take that title from her or win it back. The title that she lost all that time ago. 45. I'm happy with this. Again, I've got was it this Patrick guy, Backwell? I don't know his name, but I think I got to stop putting him on road injuries because he's getting a lot of bad heat on this game. So yes, that's cool. So obviously after that we hear from the newly formed Hurt Business and the WWE Champion kind of laying down the law for a 46. Obviously I've got to remember Shelton Benjamin's not good off script, but yeah, it looks like all green's pretty cool. 46. This is kind of Bobby Lashley kind of a backstage segment kind of in kind of laying down the law and kind of giving up a message to everyone in the roster that now we're back together, we run this show. And we're going to show people why we run the show tonight. Obviously, they look at Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin saying you need to go to confront RK Bro and tell them why and show them why that their title reign is going to be very short-lived and the fairy tale dream of them being champions is almost over. So it sets up that, and also a kind of Bobby Lashley kind of a warning to anyone that gets in his way, and then most importantly to those four men that have in the fatal four-way number one contender match tonight. I'm going to put you down, whoever you are, because I'm the Almighty, and this is my show at my house. So yes, so Bobby Lashley, obviously tough talk here. I could have went for MVP to talk about this, but I like the idea that Bobby Lashley is more confident now that he's now got his family back together. So so interesting to see what that would go in the show. Obviously after that we hear from the Rated R Superstar talking about AJ Styles for a 62. Very happy with that. Again, that Patrick guy. I think I have to have a discussion with him after the show that I don't think he can do road injuries anymore, or not for the main show anyway. But so we got Edge kind of talking about how he's impressed by AJ Styles, and I can see why everyone calls him phenomenal. But I kind of like the idea that Edge goes, but I hear what people are saying, like what AJ said. It's like, yeah, his time. It might be AJ's time. Maybe it's not AJ's time. But it got him thinking. Maybe he's got to start showing people that he's worthy of winning. Instead of saying he's going to win the Royal Rumble, he's got to show people in the ring that he's ready to win the Royal Rumble again. You know, he's going to win it again. He's going to do it. And so tonight he's going to put across when he goes with Robert Roode. He's going to qualify. He's going to show people why AJ. Well, and then he's going to qualify. But he's going to also show AJ why he's phenomenal, and why he's going to win that Royal Rumble. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. I respect you, AJ, but there's nothing you can do. So yeah, kind of sets up a match between, obviously we've got another Royal Rumble qualifier. We've got Edge versus Robert Roode. Who's going to qualify? Are we going to get a shock, or is Edge going to win and book his place in the Royal Rumble this year? And the answer to that question is, of course, Edge was going to win. I was never good. No offense to Bobby Roode, he's not going. Bobby Roode, I always get that confused. He's never going to win here. Nothing special here. Just a simple kind of good back and forth match. Robert Roode doing really well, kind of doing better than expected. But yeah, he said decent. It's a pretty standard match. I put it as regular, just because I didn't want anything crazy. Edge wins with a spear. Nothing mental here. But the funny thing is, as always, as we seem to be a thing already, AJ was listening to Edge, and he was impressed. Obviously, and then we go, and then we kind of we pan on Edge with his big win. We pan to the stage, and we see AJ at the top of the ramp, applauding Edge, kind of similar to what Edge did to him last week. So kind of it seems to be like a mutual respect is setting up here between the Rated R Superstar and the Phenomenal One. So interesting to see where it goes. Obviously, now they're both in the Royal Rumble. Obviously, it sets up something really interesting in that match. So that should be good. So, but yeah, so good stuff here. 66, that's good. So obviously after this, we hear from the Mysterios. Obviously, Dominic Kid's having a bit of deflated. He's kind of he's losing a little bit of his confidence after that defeat to KO last week. Obviously for 35, it's not going to get anything crazy here, but it's pretty harsh. But again, I've got to use these scores. If I'm getting these scores in a month or two, I'll be worried. But yeah, obviously we've got Ray kind of trying to motivate his son. He's a bit deflated. He's a bit down recently because obviously it's not gone according to plan. Obviously after they lost the titles, tag titles many moons ago, hasn't been the same. It hasn't worked the way it's gone. And obviously Ray's kind of saying he understands that his son needs a win. He needs momentum. He needs to get a win. Getting a win is the only way he can shake that kind of Moody Blues type situation. But obviously he said he went to backstage and he got him a match. He got him against Apollo Crews. And he says to his son, "I know you can beat him. I believe in you, son." And I like how Dominic's kind of like, if your father said I believe in you, it's kind of, it would make you go, oh yeah, thanks dad. But yeah, obviously I didn't put him in the segment here, but then KO and Seth Rollins kind of come in, kind of like the high school bullies coming in, sitting there saying, well, you don't believe that, right? Don't listen to him. It's just, of course he would say that. Of course he would say he believes in you. He wouldn't believe in you. He doesn't believe in you. You're always going to be a lesser par Mysterio. You're never going to live up to your father's legacy type situation. And yeah, and obviously it kind of does get in Dominic's head a little bit. It would kind of makes him go, oh, okay. Maybe they're right. But the question is, will that mindset affect him in his next match that is against Apollo Crews that is next? Will we be able to overcome these demons and get the victory? Or will Apollo Crews be able to get the win? And heap more misery on Dominic Mysterio? And the answer to that question is he is for 25. Ouch. That's not good. But again, for 35-28, I think at least get a... I think that's like... at least get like a 30. I mean, that's just harsh. I mean, this game is really harsh here. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing special here. But obviously, I did just a good match. But a mistake by Dominic Mysterio. I think he's trying to prove himself too much. I think I like that he goes to the top trying to hit his father... or his uncle, the old thing, Eddie Guerrero, trying to go top, trying to hit his frog splash, but obviously Apollo Crews counters, does like a Hurricanrana from the top, and then to take him out, then goes top, here's a 450, I put a 450, he gets the win, and yeah, heaps more misery on Dominic Mysterio that just seems to be shocked and can't seem to buy a win at the moment. So hopefully this will be rectified soon, or maybe it won't, but 25, it's not great, but it will do. So obviously after this we hear from two-thirds of the Hurt Business, obviously Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, going confronting the Raw Tag Team Champions. RK Bro is telling them what they intend to do, that their reign is almost over for a 48. That's very good. I'm very happy with that. Kind of talking about, yeah, it's only a matter of time before those titles are ours. They're going to be our titles. And they belong. They're going to come home and they're going to belong and make their title relevant. Take them off a comedy act like yourself and make them serious again. Because the Hurt Business is back in business and they're taking over yet again. And obviously RK Bro, or more kind of like Riddle's kind of like shaking it off. But I like the idea of Randy Orton going, okay, you're so confident you can beat us. Okay, so what about you two face us in one of our matches this week and next week? And if you win, we'll put it out there. We'll put it to a disadvantage. What about if you win? If you both of your matches, you get to pick the match we have at Royal Rumble. It could be any match you want, any advantage you want. But if we win, we get to pick the match. So, are you in or are you out? And obviously, the Hurt Business have obviously Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are riding off confidence here. So they're going to say, you know what? Yeah, because obviously they've got Bobby Lashley on the side, so they might be able to help. But yeah, they feel confident, so they would accept the challenge. Obviously, normally you wouldn't. But, you know, the heels are very confident, so they might. Would it be their downfall, maybe? We don't know. Yeah, so after that, so that sets up the match quite nicely between Riddle and Cedric Alexander. Who's going to get the advantage? First, who's going to take the first blood, as they say? Who is going to get the new advantage going into the next match next week? And would it be the Hurt Business, or would it be RK Bros? And obviously the answer to that question is... it's going to be Riddle. Oh, okay. Looks like I forgot. I think I changed this. Yeah, I think I changed this. I can't remember now. It's fine. It works both ways anyway. But yeah, Riddle. Okay, that's kind of. I don't know. It's fine. Still trying to get out of kinks with this. Yes, obviously we got a both submission on Cedric Alexander here. I kind of put that. Oh yeah, actually I did put him to win. My bad. I can't even forget my own booking sometimes. But yeah, obviously a really good match here. Two great athletes showing off with the gun. You know, hits both submission. Bodemic gets the win here. Obviously, so that means that they get 1-0 win going into next week. Could we have a situation of Randy getting a win against Shelton Benjamin, or Shelton Benjamin beating Randy Orton? It's an interesting one, isn't it? Sets up quite nicely. But obviously after this, Hurt Business are not happy with this victory for Riddle, obviously, so they come down to go after obviously Riddle 2-on-1. Obviously Randy Orton comes in to save the day and kind of sets up the match for next week. Nothing really crazy here when it comes to story. It's a very simple kind of story in the sense that, you know, they're trying to get a match advantage. So will Hurt Business get the win next week? And or will Riddle, you know, or RK Bros, with their plan to get the advantage work? We'll find out next week. So nothing crazy here, 43. I'm happy with this. Obviously after this we hear from the Raw Women's Champion in Becky Lynch, talking about her opponent and talking about the she better be watching this her match later tonight, because what she does to her is what she's going to do to her. What she's going to do to her at the Royal Rumble for a 62. Very good there. So as I said, simple thing here. Becky kind of like going, okay, you've got basically saying, yeah, I've got a match with Dana Brooke next soon, later on tonight. Well, you better be watching, because what I do to her, as I said, is what I'm going to do to you, Royal Rumble. You don't realise who you're facing, because I'm big time Bex, and on the big stage I always deliver. Just remember that when you watch it, when you face me in 2 weeks. So so Becky's confident. Obviously she had a bit of setback earlier in the show, but yeah, she's tough talk by the champ. Tough talk by the champ. But then obviously after this we cut to backstage with a kind of an argument has been brewing between the Alpha Academy and the Street Profits. Kind of a simple question that's always asked of most tag teams. For a 33, that's fine. It's for who they are. For who is the better tag team? So a feud is imbuing between the Alpha Academy and the Street Profits. Who is the better tag team? And it's kind of like I like the idea of it being like the old Kane and Danny Bryan things. Like no, like when I say I'm the WWE tag team champions, then Kane's like, oh, I'm the WWE tag team champs. What about we go like, no, we're the best tag team, and then Street Profits go, no, we're the best tag team. So I like the idea that Gable's like, okay, you know what, this is silly. We're professional wrestlers here. We've got to find out this in the ring. So what about we have a 3-match challenge? We have 3 matches, 2 singles, 1 tag team match. Because it's my challenge, I get to choose I get to choose the single matches, and you guys get to pick. Well, I get to pick all the stipulations of this match. So the question is, whoever what we do, and it sets up for a tag team match on the Go Home show. 2 tag, so basically 2 single matches, 1 tag team matches, and the winner will be basically whoever wins, the loser has to go into the ring after the Royal Rumble and say they are the greatest tag team of all time in front of a live audience. Basically, what I thought about this is if you ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine and the Halloween Heist, same thing. Minus the craziness of that. a bit more wrestling, but the idea that whoever wins has to say they're the best detective / genius type thing. So why not use it here? It'd be fun. I mean, they kind of did this in real life with the whole debate stuff and all that, and kind of competitions. But I think it would work better. I think I don't mind that. It's a good idea. It's not about they try to do it. I think with Street Profits and who was it? Street Profits and Viking Raiders were kind of healthy competition. But I think the problem with that is it needs to be wrestling. It needs to be a wrestling competition thing. So to prove that to prove who is better. And I like that kind of stuff, but it needs to be in a wrestling concept sometimes, not like in bowling and other sports. You don't need to do that. You can do that sometimes, but in this thing, especially with Chad Gable in there, it's got to be done. So, but yes, obviously that one first of this 3-match challenge is next. Obviously, it's Chad Gable going against Montez Ford in a match that obviously is not going to be in this, but it's what I call a pure wrestling rules match. As I've put here, it's basically rip off of the pure rules for Ring of Honor, with the whole idea with 3 world breaks. You can use that up, and then you can only you can use that, but you only win by pinfall and submission. That kind of stuff. I think I know the basis of the rules, but that's what I'm going for. I thought, because obviously Chad Gable was very grappler, so I think that obviously if it's going to pick a match, why not pick a match that's pure wrestling, amateur background type stuff? Why not? It works. So the question is, will that come to his advantage, or will Montez Ford find a way to get around it? And the answer to that question is 24. Ouch. Again, these scores are not going good. I don't think this is going to get a good rating. But yeah, Chad Gable wins. Okay, that didn't go according to plan. Montez Ford beat Chad Gable. That didn't go according to plan. Okay, it's fine. I mean, the idea I was supposed to put for this is it was supposed to be Montez Ford. Too much. He couldn't get the world breaks. He used all his world breaks, but it's too much for him. And obviously Chad Gable got the win. But yeah, I can get around this. It's fine. I mean, it kind of works better anyway next week for the match. So either way, it's fine for 24. Yeah, so it kind of doesn't mind for the next bit, though. Obviously, it kind of sets up nicely. Again, if I flip it, saying obviously Chad Gable is furious. Obviously, then beats down Montez Ford after the match. Could obviously beat him at his own game. Obviously, he picked the match. And obviously all of a sudden Otis comes to the ring for 30. That's fine. I mean, it kind of does. It's a bit of a trick, but I can get around it. Yeah, obviously Otis comes down. Obviously then Hawkins comes down, but obviously Otis is complete control of the match. Like he's no one can take him down. He takes out both of the street pose. It's single-handedly. And Gable gets the mic and said, "Oh, you think you can beat me? You think you can beat me in my own match? Oh, okay. This guy, you think you can beat him? He took you out without a sweat. So what about next week? Dawkins, you go against Otis, but it's going to be an over-the-top challenge. You've got somehow, I don't know how, for a beast of a man that is Otis, you've got to try and put him over the top rope. I don't see it happening. So good luck. You won tonight, but you won't win next week. So good luck." So yeah, again, didn't go according to plan, but again, you can always flying on the fly. 30 wasn't going to get anything crazy. So, yeah. So obviously after that, we hear from the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles, talking with Edge, and and obviously gets interrupted. They're talking about Edge again, but then gets interrupted by the sensation is Austin Theory for a 48. Again, I didn't put him in this match, but the way I've put it here is AJ can't talk about. He likes what Edge did tonight. He has huge respect for him and what he did for the performance tonight. He looks forward to facing him in the Royal Rumble match. And let the best man win. Very simple story of respect here. Obviously in this I didn't put it, but then you put Austin Theory comes in and says, "Last week's disappointing. I'm not going to the Royal Rumble, but tonight I'm going to make a name for myself, and I'm going to go and I'm going to make a name on your expense. And when I beat you, and I will beat you, I'm going to take a picture or a selfie of me standing over you, showing the whole world that I beat the phenomenal one in a one-on-one match." Obviously AJ goes, "Okay, good luck." Like, "Okay, oh, you tough, so okay, cool. Well, good luck with that." Kind of like shrugs it off, because it's like, yeah, because that's going to happen. So obviously that match is next. Obviously AJ Styles versus Austin Theory. Who's going to win? Tough one here. Hopefully I haven't messed up too much with the booking. Let's hope not, because if Austin Theory gets versus AJ, it's not going to go down well. Fingers crossed here. So obviously I've just given away the finish. My bad. So the winner is obviously, as you expect, AJ Styles wins with a calf crusher. I've put he wins with a phenomenal forearm. It's fine. Bruce Pritchard not doing well either. My God, the road agents is not doing very well. I've got to work on that. But yeah, it's good here. Obviously, I've put 61 by AJ, 34 by 41. Could have probably got a bit better. But yeah, I put here was good match. Austin Theory loses to a phenomenal forearm for the win. But obviously after this, he's same with Dominic, but in a heel way. He's frustrated. He's still not winning. And after this, obviously he attacks AJ from behind, kind of because he's unhappy, beats down. But then Edge comes for the save in some way. But just about when he's come for the save, AJ fights his way back, hits punches, takes out. Clotheslines him over the top rope. Obviously, Austin Theory gets out of there, but then he turns around at Edge and he kind of says to him, I respect you, but I don't need your help. And kind of, but there is mutual respect there. But like Edge is like, okay, I was just trying to help. And then AJ's kind of going like, I don't need your help. I respect you, and I'm looking forward to facing you, but I don't need you to help me fight my battles. I can fight my battles. So, kind of a little bit like the respect here, but there's a bit of tension that they don't need each other. So, but yes, obviously that's. Again, it sets up as one of the major player feuds going into the Royal Rumble match that, again, it was very likely missing for this year's Royal Rumble. But obviously after that we hear from Finn Balor. Obviously we saw him at the end of last week's show have keen eye on the new WWE Champion. Cool. So we're kind of intrigued. What is his plans? Why was he watching Bobby Lashley last week? And what's his plans for, I assume, for the WWE Championship? Obviously that'll be next for 48. That's pretty cool. It's going to be, again, I've just got to remember, it's going to be a lot of low scores here. Obviously we've got Finn Balor kind of, they're asking me, what's your infatuation with Bobby Lashley? Why are you watching his match last week? And obviously he said, we've got Finn Balor going, I've changed a lot since the last time you saw me. Last time I was on the road to WrestleMania. I was stagnating. I was taking everything for granted. I even have to go back to NXT to find my inner prince. But when I want to return, I wanted to make an impact. I didn't want to be the old Finn Balor, the smiling, happy-go-lucky Finn Balor. I want to return to the old Finn Balor, the Finn Balor that revolutionized his industry. And I want to take back that world title that I never got. I won and I never lost. Obviously, it was Universal title, but I want to win gold. I want to be successful again, like the Finn Balor of old, like I was in NXT. And to remind people why I am one of the best pro wrestlers on this planet. I'm going to be successful again. So Bobby Lashley, and anyone in my way, all I can say is I'm coming for you. Your title and your title. And this is going to be my new journey. I'm going to win. I'm going to make my new journey is going to be of gold and success. And it all starts tonight when I win the Fatal 40 match. I face you, Bobby Lashley, at Royal Rumble. So yeah, so obviously it's kind of Finn Balor's kind of putting out his mission statement that this is not the happy-go-lucky Finn. This is the Prince Devitt. We saw in NXT. And we're gonna see that kind of intensity. This guy's not messing around. He wants a world title. He wants gold. He wants success. So yes, obviously after this we hear from the United States Champion Damian Priest talking about his kind of those words by the Miz last week really got into his head, and obviously talking about his people doubting him as US Champion for 36. Again, it's I don't think it shows to him. It's fine. I don't think I'm going to get high scores, but I hope you enjoy these storylines. But yeah, we've also got Damian Priest talking about how he heard what Miz said last week, and he's not been a good United States champion, and I can stand here, and he's saying like, yeah, them words got to me, but I can stand here and say I'm the greatest US champion ever. But we all know words mean nothing if there's no actions behind them. So this is the challenge to anyone out there listening. Next week, I'm going to do another US title open challenge. And anyone that faces me, yeah, you have to step up when you face me. And next week, I'm going to prove the doubters wrong. And I'm going to show people why I am a great United States champion. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. So anyone that faces me, better beware. It's going to be a tough match, and I'm going to prove why I'm the better one, a good United States champion. So yeah, obviously Damian Priest can lay down law next week. Who's going to be challenger? We'll find out obviously next week. Obviously, from one champion in action next week to another champion that is in action next. Obviously, we've got the match between Becky Lynch and Dana Brooke. Is Becky Lynch going to get a straightforward victory, or is Dana Brooke going to get a surprise win against the Raw Women's Champion? And the obviously answer to that question is obviously no. I mean, Becky Lynch getting a win against Dana Brooke for again a 42, very good here. It's probably the best women's match of the show so far. It's contest points. I thought the main event, the opener, would do better. 57-24 there. Happy there. Nothing very crazy with this. It's more about the finish here. Obviously, luckily the game's done it nicely there, where Becky Lynch locks in the disarmer, makes Dana tap. But obviously, as she said in her promo, she's going to show Rhea Ripley what she's going to do to her at the Royal Rumble. So obviously, she gets the win, but she doesn't let go of that disarmer. And obviously we've got refs trying to stop her, and obviously trying to stop her from breaking basically Dana Brooke's arm. Obviously afterwards, and this gets a 41. Obviously then Rhea Ripley comes down, goes for the save, and kind of Becky Lynch kind of like pointing to Dana Brooke, saying, "That's your fate at Royal Rumble. I'm going to break your arm." Kind of walk away with a smile. Dana Brooke saying, "You can try." So yeah, Becky Lynch is sending a message to Rhea Ripley saying, yeah, she's not, yeah, you better beware that Big Time Bex is on the hunt, and she's very happy, and she's, Rhea Ripley should be scared of going against Becky Lynch. Yeah, good stuff there, 41, yeah, it's fine, but yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the better ratings, so it's the way this thing going. I've got a feeling I'm not going to get a very good rating here, but that's fine. Obviously, after this, we hear from the former WWE Champion in Big E. Obviously, like everybody else, he's kind of been doubting himself. Obviously, lost his title at day one, lost the rematch last week, and obviously, he's got an opportunity tonight in the main event. Can he win? Can he finally win? So something go his way for a change, because it hasn't gone his way recently. So you hear from him for a 49. Yeah, pretty good stuff there in a sense. I kind of like here Big E's kind of talking about saying he's been deflated, he's been down, he's deflated for after not winning the championship last week. The last 2 weeks have been hell for him. Working so hard to achieve only for it to last a month, and not to win it back last week. It's been tough this week. But I know people know me as the power positivity guy. I've doubted myself. I don't believe it's first time in a very long time. I don't believe in myself a little bit more. It's just that the feet has shaken me, but that means nothing tonight, because I need to put it all behind me. Going to put all that doubt, all that frustration, all that disappointment, and take it out on my opponents tonight. And I'm gonna and with all that rage, all that anger, all this kind of feelings I'm having, and it's gonna catapult me to become #1 contender. And I'm going to face Bobby Lashley. Well, I'm going to get my title back, and I'm going to do it. It's going to be. But to my life, just kind of put it's like Big E's like, I need to win this. Like, it's the last chance, and I feel like he's on breaking point type situation where if he doesn't win, it might break him. But I like this line at the end. My story isn't a Greek tragedy. It's a redemption. It's a redemption story. Kind of thing. Kind of because again. It's not going to be his fall for grace. It's going to be way he takes defeat on the chin. But we're interested to see. But obviously, that kind of sets up the main event quite nicely. Obviously, we have obviously for the fatal 4-way #1 contendership match for the WWE Championship. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Finn Balor? Is it going to be KO? Is it going to be Seth Rollins or Big E? Who is going to face Bobby Lashley at the Royal Rumble? And the answer to that question is it's going to be Finn Balor for a 43. Ouch. Again, the Finn Balor score is very annoyingly low here. Again, the road agents need to work on that. I would do that for the next. Again, this is a work in progress, this kind of save. So we've got Finn Balor. Was it a 40? Was it the best performance? Seth Rollins, no surprise there. Obviously, I think he's in the 70s anyway. Yeah, obviously you got Finn Balor gets the win against Seth Rollins. Obviously all four men showing what they can do in this match, all kinds of moments of shine. You know how Fatal 4-Ways work. But the match ends with kind of Biggie hitting a big ending, then Seth Rollins coming in on Seth Rollins, and then you've got just about to get the win. KO comes in, hits a stunner on Biggie. Then Finn Balor then it's just Seth and Finn Balor. Then obviously Finn Balor does the Pele kick or the overhead kick, takes out. Or in here we can do like 1916, hits that, goes to the top, hits the coup de grace, gets the win, and he will be facing Bobby Lashley at the Royal Rumble. But obviously after this we have a huge brawl from everyone involved. Obviously we have the Hurt Business wants to try and take out Finn Balor to try and show they know who they're going to face, they know who they're going to face, they know who they have to target. At the end with a 39, ouch. It might be because of people like Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, all these people in it. Yeah, I wanted to be some kind of big wire brawl. Obviously all the people I'm kind of set up. Obviously we got Her Business obviously going against Finn. You got RK Bro going after Shelton and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, and obviously the Mysterios going after KO and Seth Rollins. Didn't put him in there because obviously a lot of people going after them because obviously it sets up the feuds, and I don't know, once it ended with kind of brawl. Obviously Finn Balor comes out of this brawl on top, again points at Bobby Lashley saying that title will be mine, very similar to the other three number contenders we've got going on at the moment. So yeah, so we have a new number contender in Finn Balor. So all that talk he did, is it gonna manifest in a title win? Obviously we'll find out in 2 weeks. But yeah, it kind of ends the show. I'm not confident it's going to get a good rating. A 51 is probably generous this week. If I get like a 49 or 48, I'll be happy. So we'll find out. Hopefully, I don't think it's going to get a good rating, but it's fine. Again, this is early doors. It's more about the story at the moment than the rating. The more I get used to it, the more I should in a couple of months. If I'm still getting ratings like this, I'll be disappointed. But yeah, so obviously that finishes the show. So let's find out what we got. So the rating we got for this show is 51. So basically another 51 rated show. Wow, so that's two 51s in a row by Raw. So I basically have two solid shows. Yeah, it looks like the best match probably was the main event, or maybe let's have a look for the main event. I think it was. Yeah, I think the best match was the main event. Before was it 40? What did we get for the top? For 49. Yeah, I mean, from rating wise, it looks like a pretty average show, but I think it's consistent because obviously you got a lot of 40s, mid 40s. Couple of 60s in there. Obviously, we've got the 30s and 20s, but you're going to get that from the talent now because obviously the ratings are very harsh on this database. I feel like this data is going to be very hard, a lot of work to try and build a lot of these people up, but I'm up for the challenge. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what happens. Obviously, we've set up that we have obviously a couple of matches next week. Should be fun. Obviously, a lot of storylines that we're going to set up. So yeah, 51. So that's two 51s in a row. So a very consistently solid start. So yeah, so 51. Yeah, so another solid show there. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with the women's match. Didn't get better. I think that score was very harsh. I think I'm going to get that through this series. Obviously, the main event was best match on the card, I think. So that was good. Obviously, it sets up some cool stuff. I'm liking the Edge AJ stuff's coming off quite nicely. I think the Royal Rumble kind of feud coming in for both Raw and SmackDown setting up quite nicely. So hopefully before we get to the Royal Rumble, we'll have some sort of idea who's going to win, or have more options than we did in the real Royal Rumble, where it was just kind of Brock's probably going to win it. We're going to have multiple people that could win it. So whoever wins, it won't be shocking, and it won't be oh my god. So yeah, so I don't know what to say. I hope you've enjoyed. Yes, obviously next week we've got some big plans. Obviously I haven't set up too much just yet. Don't want to spoil anything, but should set up a couple of one or two good matches. Hopefully we set up some interesting stuff. Hopefully if we can finally get past that duck of just getting 51. See if we can try and get like a better score. Let's hope so. So we can get like maybe a 60. That'd be nice. Going into the Royal Rumble. So but yeah, hope you've enjoyed. If you like what you see, again, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. If you would, again, comment as well. I really enjoyed. I like the comments of people saying. If you don't like the series or you want to go in different directions, let me know. I just want to know. I like to talk about this series because this is a big deal to me. So I want to keep it going and make it entertaining for you people. So, but yeah, hope you again like, subscribe, comment. Check out my latest episodes. That'll be it said on the top somewhere. But yes, obviously I'll be back on Friday for my second SmackDown. Obviously got big plans for SmackDown. Obviously, we found out last week that Cesaro is now contender, so we're going to find out what happens there, and obviously many other things I've got planned for that show as well. So obviously make sure you don't miss it at 4:30 on Friday. Hope you enjoy. See you then. Have an awesome rest of your week, and yeah, see you on Friday. So, bye everyone. Bye.